And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, David Trim looks at the life of an Adventist evangelist who, as a young man, met the Soviet dictator Stalin.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. On April 18 in 1890, Maria L. Huntley died in Battle Creek, Michigan. Born in New Hampshire in 1848, Maria helped to found the New England Tract and Missionary Society and became its first secretary. This grew into the General Tract and Missionary Society with constituent state societies across the United States, which powered what was then known as home missionary work. From 1882 to 1901, the International Tract and Missionary Society was then one of the chief engines of early Adventist mission outside the United States. Maria, who you see here, was secretary of the General Tract and Missionary Society from 1876 to 1884, while also serving from 1880 to 1883 as secretary-treasurer of the Health and Temperance Association, forerunner of today's Health Ministries Department. Maria was also an educator. From 1882 through 1889, she taught first at South Lancaster Academy, then at Healdsburg College, and then at Battle Creek College in Michigan. In 1889, when the church established The Home Missionary magazine, Maria was chosen as its founding editor. Tragically, she then contracted cancer and, just 41 years old, passed away. On April 23, 1895, Konstantin Davidovich Kalashvili was born in Sokoba, Georgia, then part of the Russian Empire. In 1911, so the story goes, Yosef Djugashvili, another young Georgian, visited the Karalashvili home, where he saw the text of Daniel 2, verses 44 and 45 written on the wall. Yosef is said to have grabbed Constantine's Bible and boasted, "By these hands we will establish paradise on this earth." Yosef Djugashvili later adopted the name Stalin and from 1934 to 1953 was dictator of the Soviet Union. Meanwhile, in the early 1920s, Constantine had fled communism, becoming one of many refugees from the Soviet Union in China, where he became an Adventist. From 1925, he worked first as a Bible worker and then a successful evangelist in China, mostly in Russian expatriate communities. In 1950, he and his wife Irina fled communism for a second time, and in 1952 were resettled in Australia, where Constantine organized and built a Russian church in Brisbane, Queensland. Konstantin Karalashvili died on 1st July 1974 in Sydney, Australia, aged 79. That was This Week in Adventist History.